Hey Retrogamer, and welcome back to a new video on Batocera TV. It's time for episode 4 of our What's New on Batocera series, and this one is extra special because we're very close to the final release of Batocera 42. From brand new emulators to major upgrades and fresh tweaks across the board, this update is packed with retro goodness. So, grab your controller, power up your system, and let's dive into what's coming next in the world of Batocera. Okay, let's talk about Paprium. Not long ago, I released a video showing how to manually tweak Batocera to get this incredible game up and running. Paprium is one of those legendary homebrew titles for the Mega Drive. Visually stunning, technically impressive, but notoriously difficult to emulate properly. Well, I've got great news. With the latest updates, Batocera now includes a brand new Genesis extended core. And it was added specifically to handle tricky ROMs like Paprium. That means no more hacks, no core replacements, no manual edits. Just go to the game settings, select Genesis Extended as the emulator core, and boom, you're in. Everything works out of the box now. The intro plays perfectly, the action is smooth, and you get the full Paprium experience with zero hassle. And here's a bonus tip. There's also a special dump of Taprium that's compatible with the FB Neo core. If you prefer using FB Neo, you can force the core manually by editing your batocera.conf file and setting FB Neo as the default emulator for that ROM. It's awesome to see how fast Batocera evolves to support games like this. So, if you've been holding off on playing Paprium, now's the time. No excuses. Now let's shift gears and talk about SEGA Model 2. The legendary arcade system that brought us classics like Daytona USA, Virtua Fighter 2, and Sega Rally. Until now, Batocera used the old Model 2 emulator, a Windows-based program that hadn't seen updates in years. It did the job, but it wasn't ideal, especially in a Linux-first system like Batocera. Well, that's changing. With the integration of MAME 0.278, Model 2 arcade games are now supported natively in a much more modern, Linux-compatible way. This is a big step forward for stability, performance, and long-term compatibility. No more relying on abandoned Windows binaries. We're moving toward a cleaner, fully open-source environment, the Batocera way. Now, to be fair, the Model 2 driver in MAME is still relatively new. There have been huge improvements recently, but you might still encounter a few visual glitches or small incompatibilities here and there. That said, it's already a very solid start, and the fact that it runs inside a native Linux core makes it an exciting addition to Batocera's ever-growing arcade support. Let's talk about Ymir, a brand new Sega Saturn emulator that's just getting started, but already shows a ton of promise. What makes Ymir stand out is how lightweight and efficient it is. It runs surprisingly well even on low-powered hardware, which is a big deal when you know how demanding Saturn emulation usually is. It supports most disk-based formats, and CHD support was recently added, perfect for keeping your Saturn collection tidy. But performance isn't the only strong point. Ymir is also extremely accurate, offering solid emulation of the Saturn's notoriously complex architecture. Features like save states, rewind, custom controls, and auto BIOS region detection are already in place. And while it's still early days, with a few glitches or missing titles here and there, compatibility is growing fast. This is definitely an emulator to watch closely. It fits perfectly with Batocera's philosophy: efficient, open source, and Linux-friendly. Time for a quick hardware spotlight, and today we're talking about controllers. Specifically for Nintendo 64 fans, Batocera now includes official support for the brand new 8-bit DOE N64 Bluetooth controller. To make it work properly, just make sure it's set to D input mode. That's the little D switch on the back of the controller. This controller is a fantastic option if you're looking to get that authentic N64 feel, with the classic C buttons, A-B layout, and start positioned just like the original. It's comfortable, responsive, and a perfect match for games like Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye, or F-Zero X. Also worth noting, we've fixed an issue with the wired N64 NSO controller, where the A and B buttons were swapped in previous versions. That's now sorted out, so your inputs should match expectations right out of the box. N64 gameplay just got a lot more accurate and enjoyable in Batocera. And that's it for this episode of What's New on Batocera. As you've seen, we're getting very, very close to the final release of Batocera 42, and things are looking awesome. But remember, stability doesn't happen by magic. It's built thanks to you, the community. So if you want to help make Batocera the best it can be, now's the time to test everything you can. Switch to the Butterfly channel in your Batocera updates and try out the upcoming version before it's finalized. Report anything unusual, bugs, glitches, crashes, or even small UI quirks. Your feedback is what makes Batocera more stable, more polished, and more enjoyable for everyone. Whether it's your game library, your controller setup, or your favorite emulator, every bit of testing counts. So thank you for being part of this awesome adventure, and I'll see you in the next one.